and by contributions to your PBS station from viewers like you. Thank you.
I'm a big fan of Devil May Cry. Dontavius, Virgin, Woman, all charismatic and admirable characters. So when the DMC anime was first announced, I was already pretty skeptical about it, mainly because the soul-sucking serpents at Netflix got a hold of it. Those executive ghouls are the last people I trust to make a faithful adaptation of anything, let alone DMC. The fact that Netflix was behind it wasn't enough to drive my hopes into the ground. Any semblance of optimism was squelched when it was announced that Andy Sean Carr would be at the helm of production, a notorious nepo baby cornball who still dresses like an emo. This hack participated in the movement that got rid of Apu from The Simpsons, creating one of the most eye-rolling videos on this platform. Within this now deleted video, he bitches and moans about Apu having an Indian accent.
Apu, why do you still talk like that?
Like what?
I don't know, sort of like a racially insensitive caricature of an Indian person? Fabricated by a bunch of Harvard-educated white guys. How about that?
I don't know why he's acting like accents are some evil myth made by Whitey, as if Indian immigrants don't have goofy fucking accents.
Fucking bloody.
If you're an expert statistician like me, you would realize that Apu was a better representation of Indians than Indians themselves.
Where does he shower?
Take a look at this chart here. You will notice that after Apu was removed from The Simpsons, anti-Indian racism has increased tenfold. India has the worst PR team out of every country. Nowadays, people associate Indians with way worse things like repulsive street food videos, scamming vulnerable people, and shit. You could have just settled with the accent and convenience stores, but no. Now you have to redeem their card, all because some dork got bullied in school. So why am I bringing the Apu stuff into this? Because I wanted to show you the kind of man, if you could even call him that, Andy Shatkar is. A man who will inject his socio-political dogma into anything he creates, including the new DMC show. But I'll get more into the ham-fisted social commentary when it becomes relevant. We have to start at the very beginning of the ride before we get to the real train wreck. You'll need a few drinks before you get into this one. From the first scene alone, I was already getting annoyed. A team of mercenaries break into a Vatican City museum. I shit you not, the first line of dialogue is,
"Well, this is awkward.
Andy, I will find your family."
Americans, the most dependable of your species. Anything that doesn't fit your narrow understanding, you shoot, bomb, or burn without hesitation.
Cute opinion, dude. Did you get that one from r/politics? Those fantastic lines were given by the White Rabbit, a character loosely based on an antagonist from the DMC3 manga. He was the one who hired these mercenaries to take out the guards for him, even though he has demonic powers. Was it really necessary to call these people for a job? Like, dude, the guards are using spears. You could have handled them easily. The White Rabbit steals the force edge and blows everyone up. Next scene, Dante makes his grand entrance to save a mother and her child. I don't like how he's characterized in this show at all. His lines are riddled with irony and lampshading.
The way this usually goes is I do that, then drop a killer one-liner. But I'm drawing a complete blank right now.
He wouldn't say that shit. He'd deliver his lines with complete confidence. He also wouldn't make goofy pop culture references to other franchises. In the games, he was definitely cheesy, but he still had a lot of suave. His character has a lot more nuance than people give him credit for. Dante's quips were campy, but they were smooth enough to make you chuckle. It gave him a lot of charm, and he was usually juxtaposed to some monologue spouting demon.
Leave now, mortal! The likes of you are forbidden in this land! You are powerless, are not worthy to set foot here!
Wow, I've never seen a talking mud before. You know, in a dog show, you definitely take first place.
You are the human make a mockery of me?
Easy, Fido. How about I take you out for a walk? Come on, puppy, let's go.
It plays off way better compared to him interacting with regular humans. They're trying to go down a Deadpool route, but it doesn't really fit him. He's not only completely flanderized here, they've decided to turn him into a massive dumbass. In this continuity, Dante believed his powers were simply a superhero mutation and is unaware that he was a demon until later on. Did he think he was some Kryptonian? How did he not make the connection sooner when he fights demons on the regular? It was a pointless change that only hindered Dante's intelligence. Netflix Dante leaves a lot to be desired, but he's not as bad as I thought he would be. There are occasionally moments where I feel like he's in character. When he's not speaking, he can still be slick, like when he performs some stylish moves against the other demon hunters. He could have been a lot worse. Way worse.
Fucking fuck.
Swearing doesn't make you cool.
Dante is not the only thing that's been changed. The world around him has as well. Any of the mysticism and mythology found in the original games has been removed and replaced by a mix of pseudoscience and quantum mumbo jumbo.
The same way that any criminal...
Is that a black guy with an African accent? I thought accents were racist, Andy. I didn't know you were a massive bigot. This evil racist caricature explains that hell isn't really hell, but an alternate universe. That could have been fine until he proposed that demons evolved from Homo sapiens. You're telling me that this and this are supposed to have a common ancestor. The worst part about it is that they gloss over this theory and barely give much evidence to prove it. There's nothing in here to justify putting in any of the scientific stuff. You could have just left the demons in hell unchanged and it wouldn't have affected the show at all. None of the changes I mentioned so far could compare to how they massacred Lady. I already knew that they were going to fuck Lady up when they showed her design. They dressed her in a goofy and uninspired power suit and gave her anti-demon ammunition. They thought it was some sort of upgrade, but the real Lady didn't need any of that shit. And that's exactly what made her badass. The fact that she was a human capable of killing demons solely through skill alone was far more remarkable than anything she does in the show. I would have tolerated the suit, but her personality has become a lot more insufferable. The writers have her constantly swearing in every other sentence.
I am part demon.
Yeah, no shit. You must be telling the truth. Even you couldn't make up something that fucking stupid. Sick motherfucker. You should know. Your little trap backfired. I shut down your fucking Nazi Frankenstein lab.
Obviously, I'm not against people swearing, but there has to be a purpose for it. Swearing can work in comedy or if it fits the character, but here it just seems like they're trying to make her more tough and intimidating, when it only makes her come off as a massive tryhard. In one of the episodes, she expounds Sparta's backstory through cringe-worthy dialogue. I blame Josh Sweden for this shit. I don't know what's up with writers being deathly afraid of being sincere. They thought the game's origin was too campy, so they added all these satirical lines to showcase how totally self-aware they are. This stuff really pulls me out of immersion. I can't take a character seriously if they start talking like some Redditor. To top it all off, she betrays Dante in the end because she's a massive cunt. A major issue I have with both Lady and Dante is the bullshit power scaling. Dante's capabilities get shafted to hell and back. Dante is shown to move so fast that the world around him is perceived to be slower. Even with his speed feats, Lady somehow steals Dante's amulet from him and captures him. Near the end, Lady shoots Dante in the leg, and once again Dante is captured by her super easily. Lady is a regular human, by the way. Dante is leagues above her in both the games and in the show, and yet she still comes out on top. They have so much favoritism towards her, it's unreal. All of Lady's comrades get massacred by demons in seconds and she escapes scot-free. One of the demons couldn't even break through an elevator that she was in. Are we dead serious? Hell spawns born to terrorize the world can't break a fucking elevator. It's obvious who the writer's pet is. They give a whole episode dedicated to Lady and her backstory while Dante gets sidelined. And it's not even like her backstory is good either. Years ago, Lady and her parents encounter a demon in the subway, but the demon gets run over by a train. They inform the police about what happened and the police don't believe them. That's completely absurd. Did the train conductor not see the demon get splattered with his own eyes? Were there not cameras in the subway station? The world building is so jumbled together and not thought through at all. Regular people encounter demons all the time and don't even question it. There's an entire organization to hunt demons, and it's not even a secret. You can just waltz right in. Ordinary citizens treat demon encounters as some Christian conspiracy, despite the numerous amount of evidence proving that they're real. How did the general public not know that demons existed until the end of the series? I'm getting sidetracked here. Back to the flashback. They make some dumb changes to Arkham. His obsession with demons is now based on a motive to protect his family rather than a desire for power in the games. This isn't necessarily a bad idea on its own, but the execution was poor. He becomes completely neglectful of his wife and daughter because of a single encounter where no one was harmed. He dedicates his entire life to research so he can inject himself with some demon blood, and it results in him turning into Igor and killing his wife. I mean, what was his plan here? It would have been preferable if he had transformed into a demon due to some freak accident during an experiment. The single most objectionable thing they do in this show is how they handle the demons. Everything about the demons is nauseating, even right down to their appearance. I'm sure you heard the news by now. There are refugee demons.
Dozens of families like us came.
We did it so our children could live, and live in a better world. Then we realized there is no better world.
You should kill yourself.
I'm sorry, but this narrative isn't fitting for the DMC series at all. The same franchise where you slaughter demons indiscriminately. Additionally, it takes away from Sparta's character. Sparta literally rebelled against the demons because they were so evil. In the Netflix show, he basically traps innocent demon refugees along with genocidal monsters. The demons don't have much to offer in terms of character either. The only demon that was somewhat engaging was the White Rabbit.
Up your way out of this!
Wow, the black scientist guy has an accent and he dies first? Andy Shankar, you're having a real mask-off moment, you fucking Nazi. However, Bugs Bunny was still riddled with problems himself. They never explained how he was able to build a device to find portals into the human realm. There's also no fucking shot that he survived that explosion. I also find it hard to sympathize with this guy because he's a giant fucking maniac. He nearly kills an entire school bus of children. He performs cruel experiments on his own people, and he commits mass terrorism to strike fear in the hearts of humans. But the most disappointing thing about him is that his big master plan for human genocide is foiled in minutes. I'm not even sure a single human died on screen. But the White Rabbit isn't the only villain of this season. I failed to mention the super secret twist villain, Vice President Baines, who I believe is meant to be George Bush or whatever. George Bush's entire character invokes God and embodies the stereotype of religious fundamentalists in the 2000s. That's all he is. He has few other characteristics beyond that. He only exists to paint Christianity as some force of evil with no nuance whatsoever. Worst of all, he's responsible for the most controversial scene in this show. He commands the US military to invade the demon realm and nuke demon families. This is meant to resemble the war on terror. The demons from DMC are an allegory for Arabs. They gave the demons turbans, my nigga. They can't be serious. This has to be an inside joke. I just don't get it. Why use DMC of all things for a social commentary on the wars in the Middle East? At least use something related to war like Call of Duty or some shit instead of the demon hunting game. The war on terror is barely even a relevant topic now. The Bush presidency was 2 decades ago. Let it go, bro. Wait a second. The demons are supposed to be Arabs. The main villain, who sympathizes with the demons, hates America and Christianity. That same villain commits acts of terrorism and blows up the headquarters of Catholicism. What did Andi mean by this? Hold on. Andi is Indian. The religion of Indians is Hinduism. The symbol for Hinduism is the swastika. What was the swastika used for? Oh my fucking god! Virgil shows up at the end to say the thing, and I don't even have enough energy to complain anymore. We're done. You're just mad it's not a one-to-one adaptation. If you're going to adapt something, you have to keep its core elements and main appeal, or else it becomes something else entirely. Why change the fundamental aspects of the franchise to write your corny fanfiction? Andy Shatkar lied about so much. He said his show didn't paint Christianity as bad. That was a lie. lie. He said Lady would have different outfits. That was a lie. Her OG outfit is there for a frame, bro. He said the show would stay true to the games. That was clearly a massive fucking lie. It's not even good as a standalone thing. Even if the series had nothing to do with Devil May Cry, it would still have problems. Hell, why is this even related to DMC in the first place? Why didn't they make their own show separate from DMC? What's up with this push to turn video games into TV shows? Well, the answer is obvious. It's an IP skin suit. No one would have watched it if it was a completely original series. Corporations need beloved franchises to mooch off of. This anime only exists so Andy Shatkar can air out his decade-old grievances and act as a vessel for his soapbox opinions. It's Devil May Cry in name only, a husk only playing pretend. If you want to get the real DMC experience, then buy the HD collection. Apparently Andy wants to adapt Berserk as well. And if that ever happens, Mr. Shatkar, your soul is mine.